And joining us today, Larry Ward of Market Rithm, who is one of the lead advocates on where AI is going. He's long steeped in DC, worked on many, many campaigns. He is joining us today, and I am proud to call him a friend, even though he scares me sometimes when he starts getting into this. But Larry Ward, welcome to Of the People.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Just, again, you do scare me on all this stuff. So let's start really easy on AI because I don't get all of this. I want to start with the whole DeepSeek thing. So DeepSeek comes out, right? A Chinese AI platform, and our markets lose $1 trillion. Right? Is that the kind of disruption we can expect with AI going forward?
It's actually going to be greater, and I'll get into that in just a second. But just let's talk about DeepSeek for a second, because it just happened. We saw the markets crumble and people panicked and the whole 9 yards. Here's how I see this. First of all, when did we start believing the Chinese? I mean, they said they built this thing for $6 million, possibly because they're paying slave wages to Uyghurs. I mean, there's absolutely no foundation by which we can ever trust the Chinese. Just go back to COVID. Just go back to the bat soup, which they blamed their bioweapon on. We cannot believe the Chinese. So when they come out and make these statements, don't take them at face value, particularly on AI. They're lying. They're liars. And unfortunately, it was the number one app in the Apple App Store, which is terrifying because you talk about TikTok. This is AI. This will basically take every piece of information that you have. And there's no reason that any American, anybody in the Western world should download or use DeepSeek for anything. Don't trust your business with it. Don't trust your health with it. Don't trust your personal information with it. Do not use DeepSeek. It is a problem. It is a national security threat. And DeepSeek is Chinese run. So of course you can't ask it what happened in Tiananmen Square. It won't tell you that.
No, it's censored. No, it's censored. It's censored. It's censored based on the Chinese standards. So anything that is not permissible in Chinese society is censored from the AI platform. If I read that correctly, right?
You're 100%. 100%. That means whatever they decide to censor, they're going to censor, and whatever they decide to lie about in their AI. And they'll call it hallucination, but whatever they decide to lie about, they'll lie about. So do not trust any Chinese AI.
Look, I've argued a long time that the problem right now is that we are in let's call it a Cold War, because now it's Cold War with China. And certainly the prior administration never acknowledged that. I think, new team on deck, I think it'll be somewhat different. But I'll get back to this whole DeepSeek thing because Mark Andreessen called it, what does he call the AI Sputnik moment, right? And NVIDIA, right, which was, I guess it's the richest company in the world, right? Or at least it was before it tanked for $1 trillion. So how does China get those chips, right? Because the whole idea is all the money that this country has invested in AI, and I want to get to sort of the moral parameters of AI as we delve into this more in the show. But how does China get the technology? Is it simply that they're stealing our technology? I mean,
of course, they've been doing that. They've been doing that since Clintons gave them our technology. It's really the Clintons are the ones that weaponize China's technological advance. But that being said, you mentioned the Sputnik moment, and that's actually I didn't hear anybody say that, but that's what I've been calling it. But I actually believe it's not the Sputnik moment. It is. And I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on, but I'm usually right when I do so. It's like when the Catholics believe you are
using. By the way, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I've known this gentleman a long time. He is usually right, with or without the tinfoil hat. Go ahead.
I appreciate that, but I think that this is a psyop. And
really?
DeepSeek has been known for quite a long time. If anybody who's followed AI, they claim that it only cost $6 million. That didn't happen yesterday. That happened weeks ago. the idea that it was ahead or at least up to par with ChatGPT has been known for weeks. So why did it come out today, a week after the Trump administration, a week after we saw what I'm calling the four horsemen of the AI apocalypse on the podium with President Trump in that small little rotunda where those tickets were really scarce? You had Jeff Bezos, you had Elon Musk, you had Mark Zuckerberg, you had Tim Cook, you had these guys who were not MAGA first, America first people.
Wait. The four horsemen of the AI apocalypse. I think you should coin that one. I love that.
But there's actually more than four. But Sam Altman, I guess, belongs in there, but he wasn't on the podium.
Isn't he in jail?
No, that's the you're thinking of the crypto kid. That's
the crypto guy.
Yeah. Sam Altman is the one who owns OpenAI. He might be the most dangerous of them all, to be honest with you. He creeps me out. But they're all endearing themselves to the Trump administration. And why? Because they want this Sputnik moment. They want this Sputnik moment really bad because you watch Fox News. I watched the business programs today, and they're all saying the same thing, which is a problem. They're all saying we need to remove the guardrails on AI and just let these guys hurry up and catch up to China. First of all, we should not consider DeepSeek a competitor. It's not. We should just not be using it, and we should be telling people it's dangerous to use Chinese technology. I don't know why in 2025 I have to say that, but I do, because it's the number one app on the App Store.
Because we have an uneducated population that either doesn't know or doesn't care, and that's a direct byproduct of 20 or 30 years of taking our eye off the educational ball. But that's a different conversation. So, look, we've been talking about AI on this podcast for over a year. I want to play a clip, then I want you to go from there, because there are different types of AI, and some of this I think people, it would help to inform them. So, Lord Benjamin, first clip, let's roll that out there real quick from a prior podcast. Understand that under AI, there's really two types of artificial intelligence. There's what's called narrow artificial intelligence, and that's what all the reporters are dealing with. And then there's called artificial general intelligence. And so one is sort of task oriented, and the other is creating this Cyberdyne supercomputer.
Yeah.
And that's really where the concern is. All right. So, Larry, now you and I in our conversations, even prior to this, talked about something called not only just narrow or general, but super AI. So help everybody understand the difference on all of these things.
So we're in the age of AI right now. Everybody uses it, but they believe it to be a glorified search engine, a really powerful search engine that could tell you things. It's not. This is not a normal technological advance. This is an entire sea change. This is the great disruption. It's a term that we've come up with and we've adapted in our AI research and in our development. There is a great disruption coming, and it could very well be the greatest depression we've ever seen, and it will be accelerated with AGI and ASI. AGI, artificial general intelligence. What that means for the listener who hasn't really studied this or looked into this, what that means is AI will be equivalent to have the intelligence of every human on the planet combined. When it reaches AI,
wait, back up. Give me that slowly.
It will be as smart as every human on the planet combined. That's AGI. So the smartest human on the planet in their specialty, AGI will match that intelligence in every specialty across the entire world.
Is that it? Wait, hold that. Is that a year away? Is it? I mean, because part of it is people think it's not in their lifetime, right? It's like Armageddon's coming, but it's not in my lifetime, right? It's the same concept.
Most people believe that study AI and where it's going, that we either have reached AGI with certain programs, or we are within months. In the first half of 2025, AGI will be reached.
So because I had to print some of this stuff out, when I looked it up, it says AGI is the goal of general AI is to mimic human intelligence in every sense. So that's what you're basically saying, that will be achieved within 6 to 12 months?
Within 3 to 6 months.
Wow. All right. And what's super AI?
ASI is artificial superintelligence, which means it now exceeds our intelligence. Now, you got to think about something that exceeds our intelligence. It means that it can think beyond all humanity and all humanity's knowledge from the beginning of time. So it will have knowledge that we have not even created yet. It will be able to do scientific experiments on its own and get inferences from it, and understand the science beyond where we are. Look, there are a lot of scary things that have already happened with AI. You know, when AI first came out and people started talking about it, AI was they put it out there without guardrails, and all of a sudden they started realizing that the AIs were talking to one another in a language that was never created. So a language that we don't understand, that they made up, and they were communicating amongst one another. There is so much to what we're creating. Eric Schmidt, the founder of Google, one of the founders of Google,
right,
came out the other day and said, "We have finally created a technology that will compete with humanity." And just let that sit there for a second.
Run that by compete with?
Compete with humanity. Now, who asked you to create a technology to compete with humanity? We don't need a competition. You know, God put us on this earth to be the apex predator, to be the apex species. This is our domain. And now we're creating technology that's going to compete with us. Right? Compete with us for what? For resources? Compete with us for energy? Compete with us for domination, for land, for natural resource. We cannot have AI competing with humanity. Now, what we do need, because we can't ignore AI, you can't put the genie back in the bottle, and China is developing it, and Russia is developing AI, and all of the Middle East is developing AI. You know, we need to create AI that is in service of humanity, that is not in competition with humanity, but is in service of humanity.
So how do you wait? How do you do that? I mean, look. I hear you, and that sounds right to me. How do you do that?
Well, let's look at how the United States was founded. Right, the United States was founded as a system, so it's not much different than AI. AI is a system. It's a technology. It's a system. But it's when we created the system of government that we have in the United States, we based it. And we created the rule set called the Constitution and the founding documents and the Declaration of Independence. All of that was based on Judeo-Christian principles.
Sure.
And with the Judeo-Christian principles that created the greatest nation in the world where humanity flourished, and flourished to a point that had never been seen before. We had never seen a nation as successful and as prosperous as the United States in all of history. And we did that based on Judeo-Christian principles. Now, where AI is different than, say, the advent of the internet, and AI is different than any other technological advance, it's different than the wheel, it's different than the locomotive, it's different than every single major advancement we've ever had technologically in human history, is because AI thinks. And because AI thinks, we need to have a morality, a basis of ethics, a basis of a rule set that we give it, which we absolutely can do. This is possible. This is programmatically possible, where we base the ethics and the morality of AI and what it can and can't do on Judeo and Christian principles. We base it on the Bible.
Okay, but so you know what this sounds like to me. You know, and I'm an old, movie watcher, but I mean, there was a movie with Will Smith called I, Robot, where they programmed the androids to have they couldn't violate the three rules or the three principles or whatever until, of course, someone did.
Yeah.
So and it harkens back to even the origins of COVID, right? You develop this killing virus that kills the people that invented it, right? Stephen King, The Stand, right? It's the same kind of concept. So how do the good guys win here? Because there are bad actors in the world who, even if ultimately it ends up consuming them or their society, think that they can control it, think that they can aim it and direct it at the big Satan, us, or the little Satan, right? So how do you inculcate Judeo-Christian values in a rule set into a computer program, which is, I think, what you're saying?
Well, in Judeo-Christian, in the Bible, God protects Israel. God protects his people. God is for self-defense. And we have to have AI that can fight off the evil AI. There has to be, and there will be an AI war.
So AI fighting each other. Interesting.
We have to. There's going to be a massive cyber war between China's AI and America's AI, and it's going to be nation versus nation. It's going to be religion versus religion. It's going to be principle versus principle. And our principles, we know win. We know that to build the best system, the most robust system that helps humanity flourish is those of Judeo-Christian principles, those that are based in the Constitution of the United States and in the Declaration of Independence. Those are the kind of principles that we can build AI around, and then we have to build it not only to benefit us, but also so that we can use it to help defend the nation and defend our people and defend our AI against others' AI.
And that's a good place. You know what? And also defend American exceptionalism, which is really what America was founded upon. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay with us, Larry. We're talking to Larry Ward, president of Market Rithm, political media, expert in AI, about the potential dangers or the potential benefit of artificial intelligence. We'll be right back on the other side of the break. More with Larry Ward when we get back.